Everybody agrees. Well, we have to get better. It's an imperative. It's a requirement. Have to get better every day. What did you do yesterday that made you better? Well, we couldn't get better yesterday. We were slammed yesterday. You should have been there. Here's my favorite story about little kids being open. It's Ken Robinson's story. Little girl looks up and says, I'm drawing a picture of God. The teacher kind of laughs and says, but honey, nobody knows what God looks like. Little girl says, they will in a couple of minutes. This is absolutely one of my favorite books by one of my favorite authors, which would be me. The winners in business are not the ones who do the most things. The winners in business are the ones who do the most important things, do them consistently, and do them extremely well. Now, let me give you a couple of examples of companies that do that exact thing. And you know what I love about this? There's not a word of corporate speak in it. They say for us to be successful, which they are wildly, we need to do three things right. Number one, pick it up when you said you would. Number two, deliver it when you said you would. Number three, deliver it intact and all there. That's it. How many of you said this to yourselves in the last year? How many of you have said this to yourselves in the last week? You know, I think we're making this whole thing way more complicated than it needs to be. Anybody? Were you guys just talking about that? Here's what I'm telling you. You don't have to do 100 things right. You need to do 3 big things right and do them right all the time. Nothing comes close to positive word of mouth, customer recommendations when it comes to driving new business. Everybody gets it. Nobody disagrees that positive word of mouth is the most powerful driver of new customers. But the problem is most businesses say, yeah, and I hope our customers are saying good things about us. But very few companies have gotten intentional about creating that positive word of mouth. What if you could put words in your customers' mouths? What if you could put words in their mouth and have them going out there saying whatever you wanted them to be saying about you? Gang, that's exactly what we already do. We already put words in our customers' mouths because it's whatever their experience has been of working with us. That's what they say to other people. The other version is, what do we want our employees saying about us? Which gets to that other biggest challenge. How do you attract and keep good people? Who are your best recruiters? Your employees. Well, what are they saying about you? The most powerful wow factor out there is if your customers are saying, wow, these guys get it right every single time. You want a wow factor, there's your wow factor. And there is a school of thought, there's a school of thought that says, surprise your customer, do something extra. And I get it, I'm all for that. You know what's even more powerful? No surprises. When I deal with them, there are no surprises. Come on, what's that worth in your business? It is so powerful to get feedback that says, you know, no matter who in this organization I deal with, they are first class. Who do you play the game with? Every day. Let's start with customers. That's your team, your customers, your employees, your colleagues, your coworkers, your vendors, your business partners. Who on that list do you want to make lose? It quite literally would be nonsense. It makes no sense. All I want is for them to win. Here's the rule in business. Whoever is best at creating winners wins. Those are the rules. Listen, for my money, Disney, who I love, Disney may be the most effective money extraction machine on the planet. I mean, there's just nothing like it. You know, you can't walk 50 feet in Disney without pulling out another 20, but here's why. They totally get this. When I read your guiding principles, oh my gosh, every single word of it is win-win. It's about how do I help others? How do I give to others? Because ultimately that's the only way that I can succeed. I'm telling you, gang, quick response is a secret weapon. It makes such an impression. It is such a tiebreaker over your competition. Respond to it now, right now. What are you doing that is a bigger priority than an immediate response to a customer? And you go, yeah, I need to get to that. Let me set that over here. Why don't you just take money out of your pocket and set it on fire? How many of you are customers of Les Schwab? Raise your hands. Okay, a few of you, a dozen of you. Answer this for me. When you pull your car into a Les Schwab parking lot, what happens? They run to your car. This was not rehearsed. And the thing that I love to imagine is that it didn't happen in some big strategy retreat with the executives. I love to imagine that at the end of the day, one day, they're all standing around the tire store and somebody says, we sell tires. How can we set ourselves apart? And I imagine some 18-year-old kid with grease on his face, and he's standing over there and he says, I don't know. Maybe we could just like run out there or something. Yes! Yes! Maybe you could just run out there or something. Listen, you get the core things right, you love everybody and you're having fun. Hell, you make so much money you can't count it all. Let's just stop. Are there any questions?